Well, our guests include great community representatives, and starting off with Rebecca Dakin, who's a communications specialist with the Federation. Great to have you here this morning, because this month is a special month.
It is. This month, Mayor Nenshi proclaims March as Community Association Membership Awareness Month. It's a bit of a mouthful.
Yeah.
We go with March Membership Month for short.
Yes.
And it's a month-long event aimed at increasing awareness among Calgarians on what a community association is, the benefits of having a membership, how to get involved, and we encourage everyone to be part of it.
And what are you trying to create awareness around? What is your goal at the end of the day?
Pretty much what a community association is and the benefits of having a membership with your local community association.
There's a lot we don't know. There's a lot of new people coming to Calgary on a daily basis that are moving to our city who have no idea what a community association is. And we have a president sitting right beside us who's from Acadia. But what is one of the most often asked questions about community associations?
I think what can they do for me? How can I get involved? A lot of people know community associations as the facility that offers social, recreational, and educational programming. There's so many opportunities for residents in that realm, but community associations also do so much more as the advocate for their community, as the voice for their community. They offer a sense of belonging by bringing residents together all throughout the year. And I think a lot of times we get asked who they are, which Keith can speak to a bit, but they're volunteers in the community. They're your neighbors, and there's more than 20,000 of them involved. Community association volunteers actually make up the largest collective volunteer movement in Calgary.
Isn't that something? Yeah.
So it's a really inspiring movement, and this month is all about creating awareness around it, encouraging people to find out more about their local community association and to purchase a membership and support those 20,000 volunteers.
Well, no surprise, we do have a video question for you as well, too, so have a look and have a listen, Rebecca.
Hi, I'm Lori from Riverbend, and my question is, how much does a community association membership cost?
There's over 150 communities in Calgary.
Does it vary? Yes, so that's actually a really good question. I think what a lot of Calgarians don't know is how affordable community association memberships are. Like you said, there's 150, so they vary, but I would say on average the community association membership is around $30 a year or less. So for $20 a year, you can take part in all the programs and services they offer, have a say in what you want to see in your neighborhood, and most importantly, give back to your local community and support the organization that's really working on your behalf and making sure you love where you live.
How come sometimes we see community associations that are a little more high profile than other ones in the city? For example, maybe Inglewood, Bridgeland, is that just more people involved in those communities that are pushing their community, or how does that work?
A little bit of that is the longevity of the association itself, but really how well they've taken to integrating into their community and the types of things they take on. Like, one of the things about community association membership is intrinsic value tends not to resonate so much anymore. So when you try to put out that lead, that bite to get people to buy, a lot of times it's about, well, what do I get for my buck? And so community associations today are struggling a bit with that, trying to figure out how it is that we can give value right off the bat out of a community association membership, and then try to hook them in with the things that give that intrinsic value to your community.
There's a lot of initiatives happening this month because it is the big month. Are communities doing things separately, or are you as a federation trying to pool everyone together?
So this month we do a lot of work around this awareness building, but community associations run their membership drives all throughout the year. They happen every month. So some communities jump on March membership for sure to just increase awareness among their community and their residents of who they are and how they can get involved. But membership drives happen year round.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
And what sort of things happen in the community? Because I know in my area I don't see a lot of action, but maybe how do I try and find where it's happening and what's going on?
A good place to start would be the Community Association website or their community newsletter. The community newsletter you get to your door once a month is a great place for information from the board on what they're working on your behalf, and then events going on in the community, initiatives that you can take part in. That's a really good place to start for sure.
And there's a lot of great community initiatives, and you can speak on this too, Daryl, because you've seen this as you've gone to all these different communities. You are part of a great initiative as well.
Yeah, so Vibrant Communities Calgary is guiding the Enough for All strategy, which is the Mayor's poverty reduction strategy. And so we're working with community members, businesses, nonprofits, charitable organizations to reduce poverty in Calgary. And one of the things we know is that strong, supportive, and inclusive communities actually do make an impact on poverty.
Oh yeah. And as Kate was asking earlier, there are some communities that seem to be a bit stronger. Maybe even Acadia, for example, but as you mentioned, Inglewood. Why do you think that is?
Well, I think that you know, when communities build trusting relationships with their neighbors, all kinds of things can happen. And so when you see those strong relationships and connections, then people have the trust to start working on issues that impact their community and take advantage of opportunities as well.
Yeah.
So how do we get there? How do the other associations get to that point?
Boy, no, well, there's a question.
That's a great question. You know what? I think it starts one neighbor at a time. We recently moved into a different area of Dover, and the way we got to know our neighbor was handing lettuce over the fence. And so, and now she's our fish sitter, and we take care of her mail when she's out of town, but we're also looking out for each other. And so I think, you know, one neighbor at a time, it grows and it grows and it grows and it grows. And I think my best advice would be also just to be curious and be brave and go out to a community association meeting just to find out what's going on.
Curious but not nosy.
Yeah.
Curious but not nosy.
And I think too, a lot of strong communities come from grassroots movements, come from neighbors coming together, volunteers coming together. So, you know, host a block party. Grab all your neighbors one summer, put the barbecue out in your front yard instead of your backyard, have everyone over, and you'd be surprised what comes out of just gathering with your neighbors and talking about things you want to see happen in your community or things you're interested in, and that just sparks that involvement that can then grow into a strong community.
3 strong community panelists are here on set, and they're going to keep staying here for the whole hour, so we'll ask you more about some of the other strategies or things that we can do.